Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to install Bazzite on a Zotac Zone. So a few things you'll need for this. You'll need obviously the Zotac Zone itself. You'll need a USB-C to USB-C cable to connect to a keyboard. You'll need a flash drive that's at least 16 gigabytes in storage. That is formatted to FAT32. If it's over 32 gigabytes, then you'll need to format it to exFAT. This is a USB-A flash drive, so you'll also need a USB-A to Type-C adapter like I have here. So first things first, you'll want to download Bazzite, and all the links are in the description for all of the applications that I use today. So on the Bazzite home screen, you'll want to click on Download Bazzite. You'll then want to just scroll down to Download Bazzite and click on what hardware are you using. So under handhelds, there isn't currently an option for the Zotac Zone, but Bazzite did mention in a Twitter post that Zotac Zone support was now included on Bazzite from about March 2025. So other handheld PC is the option to use. You'll then want to click on desktop environment and click on KDE. So this is the most like SteamOS. You'll then want to click on download Bazzite. So it's about 8 gigabytes. So whilst that's downloading, you can then go onto the BitLocker Etcher website. And this tool is to flash the Bazzite OS onto a formatted USB stick. So click on download Etcher. You'll then have a few options. So you'll want to click for Windows, you want to click download here, and then Mac OS here. So I have the Mac version, but the process for flashing Bazzite onto a USB stick is exactly the same. So whilst when Bazzite is downloaded, you'll want to click on Flash from File and click on the downloaded Bazzite. You'll then want to make sure your USB stick is inserted into your computer, and again make sure it's formatted and click on the USB stick. You'll then have the option to flash, and so you click on flash and it'll take about 30 minutes, and when it's done you can then remove the USB stick from your computer and then put it into the Zotac Zone. One thing to mention is you want to make sure that BitLocker is disabled on your Zotac Zone before turning it off. So BitLocker is basically encryption that is included on your Zotac Zone when you get it. So to do this, go onto your Zotac Zone in Windows. Press the Windows Start button, type BitLocker in the search bar, click Manage BitLocker, and then select Turn off BitLocker to proceed with the decryption. And it will take around 20 minutes to turn it off. But this is necessary because if you just try to install Bazzite without turning BitLocker off, you will run into issues in the Bazzite installation process. So make sure BitLocker is disabled before you do your final turn off of the Zotac Zone for Windows. This kind of download of Bazzite and BitLocker Etcher can be done directly on the Zotac Zone itself. It's the exact same process. Just obviously make sure the USB stick is formatted, and everything has to be plugged into the Zotac Zone if you do it that way. So now we'll move on to the installation process. So what you want to do is make sure your keyboard is connected to your Zotac Zone and your flash drive is connected to your Zotac Zone. I recommend that you have full battery life for your Zotac Zone before proceeding with this. So what you want to do is turn off your Zotac Zone completely. So in Windows, click shut down, wait until it's shut down. Then you'll want to turn on your Zotac Zone and click on F7 on your keyboard Just keep clicking, and you'll come to a BIOS boot device option, and you'll want to click on Enter Setup. You'll then want to go to Security, and then go down to Secure Boot and click on Enter. And initially it will say Enabled, so you want to click on Secure Boot and click on Disabled. So this is required in order to install Bazzite. So make sure it's disabled, and then right click, save and exit, and click Save Changes and Reset, and then yes, and then again press F7. Now we come to the exact same screen again, and we want to click on our USB stick. So I have a SanDisk flash drive, so it says SanDisk. So click on Enter, and then you have an option called Install Bazzite Deck 41, and that's the first option. So you'll want on your keyboard to go up and click Enter. It will take some time now to just run through the installation process, and I'm just going to show you how long it takes. Okay, so it doesn't take too long to kind of get to the first screen, the option screen. So you do need to turn your Zotac Zone slightly. So I'm just going to show you. So this is just kind of the localization. So I'm in the United Kingdom, so I click on the touchscreen and then click on Continue. And now we have these options. So keyboard, language support, time and date. You don't need to change because you've already selected your localization. So the only thing you want to click on is installation destination. That's the only thing you want to click on. So click on that. And then you'll have your drive at the top. So click on your drive and then click on Done. And it will say failed to save, no disk selected. So click on it again and then click on Done. And now it will come up with an option saying there's not enough space, but there is option to reclaim space. So click on reclaim space, and now you'll want to click on delete all, and then reclaim space. So this will format your entire drive on your Zotac Zone. So you'll want to make sure that any storage that any important files that you have on your Zotac Zone before proceeding with this is backed up in Windows to a separate storage device before you proceed with this. So click on reclaim space, and then now we will say automatic partitioning selected. So now you can click on begin installation on the bottom right. So now it will say configuring storage, and this process may take about 20 minutes, and it may appear to be kind of stuck on deployment starting, run install repo, Bazzite Deck stable, but it is proceeding. So just wait for that to finalize, and I'll return to the video once it's done. So the installation is now completed. So it took around 10 minutes since the last screen that I showed you. So you'll want to click on Reboot System at the bottom right, and then you can then turn it around. So you can see it's still going through the installation, and there'll be a few more steps to do before we kind of go into the operating system itself. Okay, so this is now to do with the boot. So because you've turned off secure boot, you don't need to do any of this process. So just click on continue boot, and then it will just go through again a few more options. Okay, so now that should be it's installed. We'll just update, but that should be kind of the full process of installing Bazzite on a Zotac Zone. In terms of the experience, I think it's much smoother than using Windows for gaming on a handheld. I've seen better performance, much easier to navigate. Zotac Zone on Bazzite is still very much early stages, so you may run into bugs. I have noticed an issue with the brightness slider in the Steam OS. If you turn it too much to the left, it can turn off the screen completely and effectively mean that you can't see anything, and you have to reinstall Bazzite to then kind of move on. But I would probably not touch that brightness slider too much. Anyway, so this is now the welcome screen. So now you can click on, you can completely disconnect the keyboard and the USB flash drive. Now you don't need this, but you can keep the keyboard if you want to. So click on your language and your time zone. Okay, so Steam is now installing, so it does that automatically, which is nice. And then you can sign into Steam. So I'm going to leave the video there. So kind of once you sign into Steam, you can then update Steam OS or Steam within Bazzite. But any questions, let me know. Please like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. I hope this video has helped. Thanks all.